Ethereum Classics had a pretty good day in the face of all the bloodshed we've had across the equity sector. We've had a colossal pullback in the S&P 500, in tech, in small caps, you name it. Cryptos have not been spared the damage, although they haven't taken as much flack as some of these other things have. In other news, it looks like oil, energy, copper, some of those things are doing pretty well. So interesting day today, but Ethereum Classic does have a green candle for at least today and yesterday, as of today, which is January 18th. However, not all is bullish in Ethereum Classic. We had what I was calling a 1-2 setup during our last update earlier this month, and we've had a lower low since that low. So our low was at 28.78, and we've broken all the way down to 27.68. So that tells us that this entire pullback is best classified as a C wave. We didn't finish our pullback completely when we spiked down December 3rd, along with the rest of the crypto space. This will make more sense on the log chart. Before I go there, there is a chance we turn back a little bit lower, and I have a support set right around 2106. I would actually make that $20.11, somewhere in that range. If we break down through that, very likely we're going to have a lower low for our red C wave. So take a look at that in a second. I do want to note that I have links posted within this description of these charts. So please feel free to take a look at those if it helps you follow along a little bit better. Shifting to our daily logarithmic chart, I've made a change in the big picture in which we had our pullback starting from May of 2021 all the way up until present day. I'm going to shift to what the chart looked like before. If you guys recall, I had a double zigzag, and this was common to not only Ethereum Classic, but Bitcoin Cash, Filecoin, and EOS as well. So all three of them were showing this pattern, but with this lower low, it makes it much more likely that we're just having a more conventional C wave. So really, in my opinion, the double zigzag isn't the primary motive pattern at the moment. So I have relabeled things to show that this is just normal A wave. The whole bounce here all the way up until September of 2021 is actually a V wave with a clear A, B, C pattern. And now we are in a more full looking C wave pattern. Now, when we take a closer look at the C wave pattern, our primary green pattern, I'm classifying this drop from September as our first wave. It, I think, follows most of the requirements for an impulsive first wave down. We have an A, B, C wave for our second wave down, and I have the corresponding Fibonacci extension tool built out here. That's appropriately deep for a second wave retrace. Of course, second wave would be going up because this is a downward motive wave. And then our colossal spike down is a third wave, and based on standard Fibonacci extensions, it did fall right in the expected range between the 1.32 and 1.618 extensions of this larger 1-2. And then we have our fifth wave, which so far hasn't actually quite gone low enough to be a completely full fifth wave for an impulse. So there's a chance this might be an ending diagonal. We may have a little more to go, or that's all we're going to get. In corrective waves, we don't always follow all the rules, so might be all we have. But if you recall our short-term picture, this could be 5 up, 3 down. It may be an ABC. It's not totally clear. So this may very well mean that we're going to finish bouncing and then pull back a little bit lower to complete this C wave to the downside. So in summary, we may or may not be done with this green C wave. We have plenty of room below to go a little bit lower, but I have a major support at 2108. That's this thick red line here. Do not want to break that because the 2.0 extension of this 1-2 is about as far as you want to go if you're in a corrective C wave, as we see here. If that breaks, very good chance we're going to fall a good bit lower in this red pattern. And based on the big picture, that is projecting to somewhere between $14 and $9.55, possibly lower. If we assume we're going to have equivalence between the A wave down here and the C wave here, then yeah, $14.25 would be our target. But again, C waves can extend to the 1.236, 1.32, or even the 1.61 extension of the preceding A wave. So don't be surprised if we have some ugly action here, but we'll also see the same kind of thing across the cryptos elsewhere, such as in Bitcoin Cash. I'll be keeping an eye on those. If you've been watching my other updates, we've had a very bearish development in Bitcoin and Ethereum with their latest downward movements, and it does look like we have 5 down. So while in Ethereum Classic, we have 5 down for a C wave, it looks very much like a completing move for this larger pullback. It actually looks like the beginning of something much worse, much more pessimistic in Bitcoin and Ethereum. As a matter of fact, my primary pattern does call for more of a second wave bounce before we crash down pretty hard. That second wave bounce in Bitcoin and Ethereum could coincide with what we would be looking for if we would expect a first wave here. So this would be subwave 1. And because we don't have a clear 1-2 setup at the micro level, my best estimate for where that would land is in this green box. And that is based on this entire rally and the pullback thus far being in a large scale 1-2, larger degree 1-2. And our subwave 1 would fall between the 0.32 and 0.61 extensions if everything goes as standard, if we don't pull back any lower. And that would put us between 127 and 327. So that's a long way up from here. That would be one hell of a first wave if we're really going to see something like that. So we got to see a lot more bullish action in the near term before I get too excited about this box overhead. Because if we get anywhere near that, and if we have a pullback in a larger degree wave 2, the same degree wave 2, not larger degree wave 2, got some pretty lofty targets overhead. So let's not get too excited too fast. And like I said, we're going to see if we have a lower or not. We do have some supports. We have a clear line in the sand at around 2106. So if things turn bearish, I'll definitely be updating, and I'll be updating more frequently if we keep seeing any other developments. Don't forget to subscribe to catch the latest updates on Ethereum Classic, as well as various other cryptocurrencies. And if you enjoyed my video, don't forget to like. Till next time, thank you for watching and happy trading.